Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I know it's Monday, but it can still be happy. Mostly just because I don't work on Mondays. Welcome in, everyone. How's it going? Adam Blaze, I heard that. I don't think it came through because of the screen it was on, but I heard it. I heard that. And who else we got? Grim and Homeless. And thank you again for the Sophie treat. Who did that? Homeless. Sophie's ecstatic for treats. Yes. You want one? All right. Go ahead. Oh, all right. I was messing with settings. I was trying to get a whole bunch of stuff working. So I switched my ads to the beginning, like when I first start the stream, and trying to get the ads in. It was supposed to go off like 2 minutes in, but it decided to wait almost another whole minute, which doesn't seem long, but it does when you're trying to wanting to get started. But I think it worked. Because that way,
be well deserved after hard work. Give that good maid an extra scratch from me.
Yes, Alicia, thank you. I'm trying to arrange the ads so that they go off every hour instead of like waiting half an hour, running them, and then going from every hour from that point. We'll see. It may not. I don't know. I'm having a little trouble with it, but we'll see. Outside of that, what games has everybody been playing? What did I play yesterday? I didn't really game much yesterday. I was playing Mr. D Boy's Mr. Farm Boy game. It's a farming sim. So much has been added to it that it's a lot. I don't know. It's fun to relax to, right? Outside of that, what did I play? I played some Guild Wars 2 on Saturday. Today, after stream, I need to log into Dune Awakening, do a couple things. And then some Enshrouded, either tonight or tomorrow. Blaze, you've been working on your second playthrough of In-Sound Mind lately. I don't know if I've ever played it. Let's pull it up. Check it out. Make sure that's showing. Okay. What type of game is this? In-Sound Mind is an imaginative first-person psychological horror puzzle game, unique bosses. Nice. Very well written. All right. It looks pretty cool. So
stop looking at her! Where is she? Thanks. He had to. Oh, this is actually so cool.
all right. I don't want to see people.
Psycho thrillers always keep me on edge. Mate, what's been your favorite mind-bending moment so far?
The voice of Desmond in the upcoming game, In-Sound Mind. Today,
I mean, it looks like it's a really good game. I like the graphics to it.
It's a psychological horror experience, focusing on old-school fun horror gameplay. Players wake up in an eerie old building.
That's cool.
Desmond, Wales, the small-town therapist.
I do like
A good
I,
twist's worth its weight in gold. Nothing like an end that flips your compass.
Alicia tends to think she's a pirate sometimes. So she likes to talk about gold. She likes to talk about treasure, open sailing, seven seas stuff. I don't know where it came from, but she's not listening to me still. So she only responds in chat. We've been trying to get her to work so she like understands our voice, but I don't know. I can't get that part to work yet. All right. Let's see. It's been sort of a crazy weekend, right? So yesterday, streamed first thing in the morning, but then ended a little bit early because Jeepin and I went to a Friendsgiving, which is, if you're not from our here, it's for basically like Thanksgiving, but it's with a group of friends. And so we met up with the members of the off-road group and had Friendsgiving at one of their houses, and it was a lot of fun. It was nice seeing everybody, that kind of stuff. So we hung out there for a while, came home, basically took a nap. Kind of lounged on the couch and was watching Port Protection. So I like, because I like survival games, I like survival style shows, right? Port Protection shows people living up in Port Protection, Alaska, having to try to fend and figure out how to find food, build shelters, and that kind of stuff. And I like watching it. It's got a lot of seasons. I don't know. I'm on like 5 or 6 or something. All right. Well, let's get some music going. I think we're going to do chip tunes for a while today. It might be a little loud. Let's see. Okay. And what we were working on yesterday was a lot of inventory stuff. We're restructuring some of this to make it so that your items would work properly in a inventory bag, right? So let's go. We'll open this and we'll check it out, and I'll show what we did yesterday. And if you haven't seen it in a while, this is the RPG game that I'm working on. Right? So we got the barkeep, who's currently facing away from you, but you have it, right? So when you hit I, you open your inventory. And right now, I have it set so there should be 2 items in my bag. 1 item. I have 1 item. But it's in my bag. And that's kind of how the inventory is going to look. I may restructure it a little bit, but that's it. I'm not sure, because this is only a 3-month project, if I'm actually going to have some armor and that kind of stuff. So this may get changed, and the inventory may end up to be a little different. But you'll have basically 9 slots for a bag, and you'll have 3 slots for a quick bet slots. And what I was working on yesterday was also including a inventory system for the store with the barkeep, right? So You have your talks. Go through, says, what can I do for you? Then you get to choose, right? We have need a job, which is where your quests come in. See the shop or leave, right? So we're going to do see the shop. And then this is the shop. So it'll open up 2 bags. Your stuff on the right. The NPCs on the left. And you'll be able to buy things and sell things. And then I put a little gold thing up here to help denote like how much money you'll have. And I think that works well. So now that I'm in here, though, you can't get back into the quest. Right? So, yeah, it'll drop you out once you do that. That's all right. Oh. Okay. Well, we need to fix this. Wonder where that's coming in. When you enter a new room, it auto is creating a weird list of items. And I don't think it's this. So in here, I have an opening inventory store. But that should not impact anything else unless you're inside the conversation, right? All right, could be a couple things. Let's finish this. I added a new constructor for description. So that's kind of what I'm doing, because my idea is I'm going to be able to hover over the item and it's going to tell you about it, what its name is, how much it costs, a short description, that sort of stuff. So I think we need to do, let's move this. That. All right, we're gonna do a blank description on most of these for right now. As long as it has it, the string to it, it's not going to crash on it. There we go. All right, so this was a test. This is where that apple came from. We are going to try to pick up a potion off the ground. But before we do that, we need to figure out why when you go to a new room, it is doing something odd, like creating that inventory look straight across the bottom. And why would it be there? You go into the room. This is NPC dialogue, and we're not working on that right now, so we're going to go ahead and close that. Inventory. It's really just this. Let's start it. All right, so before we'll check things as we go, right? So we know we have an apple. This is a potion on the ground. Normally, they're not going to be on the ground. You're going to get them from a shop or from like a treasure chest or something that you find somewhere in the game, right? They're just not randomly going to be laying on the ground. Possibly. But all you have to do is you walk over and you pick it up. So then we hit I, and now we have 2 items. So we have an apple and a potion. Unknown what the potion is, but we have a potion. All right, so that's looking pretty good. And we hit I, and this works fine. The shop, I have a debug button for it, so that looks okay. When we come here, it is drawing the inventory weird. Why? And like those are massive squares for it. Do I still have the regular inventory? Yes. All right. This has to be in here somewhere. We're going to move that so I can keep an eye on it. Let me think about where this could be. We have inventory item. Let's look at our scripts. Okay, so this one is going to get deleted because we don't need it. Well, we might, but I mean, like, we don't at the same time. I know I don't need this part. I might want some of this code. So we'll close that. Item data is already open. And nothing specific. And I wonder if it's this. So I was trying to write a get item function to be able to work with the new constructor that I added for description. So this is going to be working with this to be able to help pull the item information into a visual box, right? So it's going to show you, oh, it's an apple, how much, what it cost, and its description. But for now, I think we're just going to turn it off because maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it's doing something weird. Why do I have 2? Oh, okay. So that's part of that. Yeah, that's why. All right. Let's do this. Let's stop it and start it again. Try to figure it out. Now you don't like it. All right. Ew, that's probably where my problem is. All right. So we need to parent item pickup. This whole thing. Yes, you. Go there. All right. You are not ready to be used yet. That's part of the code that I was working on to try to get it to match the description stuff. Let's see if that's the problem. That was my problem. Okay. Oops. Let's get that running again. Let's move that up there. All right, so when you're in here, right? The barkeeper is supposed to be moving. But for whatever reason, he looks like he moves, but he's not actually moving. And it's something with this corner that he's in. Why? If we look at the NPC barkeep, portrait, walk. I don't see anything that's preventing it in this one, but I think he's part of the NPC parent. Yes. All right, parent NPC. Let's open that up. These are the messages that they yell at you. And we'll go up one more level to parent actor. Name input. Region. This is the bitch at player thing. I like calling it that because it's when the player is running through town and all the NPCs yell at you like, hey, you know, that kind of stuff. That is in this game, but I'm calling, like I call it, it's a shout out, but bitch at player. Okay, so here's my colliders. Furniture. That'll do it. For now. We turn that off. Should be fine. So let's restart it and see if that little NPC starts moving better. All right. His depth is a little weird. He's walking on top of equipment. But, you know. The NPC needs to be drawn at probably a lower layer than that furniture. So the furniture is at 100. If we turn that off. Yeah, that's most of the bar stuff. Right? So now we need to draw that up higher. I still don't know why he's not really walking. It's acting like something's there. Alright, so if I turn this off, what other collisions would it have? He came down to here. Just doing that. And that should make it so that the NPC should be able to move on its own. Like, it's supposed to be able to walk in here, right? And we turn this off so it's not colliding. Tile buildings, exterior, middle. Right, we don't have any other interior blockage there. We turn these two off. Oh, we said also wall 1, editor wall. Okay. I mean, that should be fine. Should be okay. And then I need it to be drawn below this. Right? So, because, and maybe it only needs to be the bar top. Because everything else, like if I come here, he's going to be underneath the chairs. All right, let's do this. Let's put this guy right here. And let it walk around. So let's reset it. Right? Okay. Let's come up and watch. All right, so he's going up and down. He stops there. There he goes. He's walking. There we are. Okay, so now you can talk to him. But you may need to... That may take a little finagling. No, you're not supposed to walk on top of the bar. This is not that kind of bar. What's wrong with you? Why are you on top of the bar? The bar is showing below or above him. So, like, he's supposed to walk like this. And you're not supposed to see the bottom half of him. It may end up being that I just make it so the NPC, the barkeep, doesn't walk around. It's just kind of standing there, which should be fine. Maybe we'll do that. Disable your walking. Because you can't stop dancing on the bar. Alright. Let's rearrange some of this stuff, right? Let's leave it just like that. Let's go into our barkeep. Yeah, here's our movement. If we disable the movement, this whole region, let's think about that. That code is in the parent of this, and I don't want to disable it in the parent because it'll disable it for everything below it. I can inherit this. Well, if shout out range, okay, so he's not doing the shout outs. We have depth is the B box bottom. But yeah, this. I think we just need to figure it out. So get him to stop walking. How can we do that? Because, all right, if I disable, or if I inherit the stuff from the parent, that means all this stuff comes forward. But then I just need this region to not be active. Can I turn off a region? Here. Still no. So I must have, all right, I have this all the way up in the actor stuff. So it's moving back and forth. And maybe the easy way to do it is if NPC equals barkeep, state is just idle. So all right, let's add that in here, right? Make a little if statement. If object barkeep FSM dot change to state idle. Else continue. Does that work? No. Else continue. No. All right, let's just leave it like that and see if that will take place, right? Oh, we need to stop it again. Oh, you turned. But you're close enough that it could be able to still talk to you. So it's not moving. It's just switching idle directions. All right, we're getting closer. We also want all right, if we just put this up here and then say idle or depth, I mean. We're going to try it. So then, okay, so in our state machine, we are saying if you are the barkeep, your state is going to be idle. Or maybe we make a new one just for the fun of it. Let's do that. We don't have it yet, but state bar. Enter. So when we enter the state, this is what we want to do. Right, but we're going to make it's a function. This here. That was weird. Okay. Have that in one. We'll bring the show debug message back. We're going to say NPC is at the bar. All right. That will give us something with it. which means we need to do a couple things. We need to come up to... Where am I putting all my states? Oh, system, game manager, you're gonna be in here. Macro, state. What did I call it? Pub? Yeah, state pub. There we are. So then, and thank you for the follow. All right. We are going to take... Hello, welcome in, Carol. How are you doing?
Hello there, matey. Drop anchor and join the crew. Rums on me if you survive the coding seas. Cool Fox 02, welcome aboard. Hope you brought your sea legs for this RPG voyage.
Yeah, Alicia thinks she's a pirate. So... there's that. All right, so we made macro state pub, right? We're going to go back into our parent actor level, and this should catch on at some point. But what we're going to do is now, if it's a barkeep state pub, you see me follow you on itch? Yes, I probably followed you on itch. I know your name. I'm trying to remember how I know you. Let's look. I think you stream, right? Oops. Let's do Twitch. All right. Well, you don't stream. Do you have itch packages? Graphics? Any of that stuff? Well, I followed you for a reason. Itch packages? No. You have games. Okay, maybe that's it. Maybe you were in somebody else's chat and they were showing your game or something, and so I followed it. Excellent. Yes, and if you have games, since you're planning to stream, are you planning to do any game development for it? Like show it on stream or that kind of stuff? All right, now that we did that, I want the code editor 2's being weird. It's not matching, so we're going to do a quick save. We're going to open this and commit on this. Inventory there.
Duck Adventure Deluxe sounds intriguing. Toss me a link or tell us more. Always up for new treasures from
Let's
fellow
close the project real quick, fast, and open it back up. Let me uncover the chat here for a minute. You can show me the Trap Adventure Deluxe game. Sure. No, still didn't see it. Oh, well. It should be there. Let's just make sure I wrote it right. No, I did not. that would be why. Look, I said start instead of state. State. Now you should work. All right, state underscore pub. And we have state underscore pub. All right. Ew. Nice. All right. So this is your trap adventure. I have seen stuff. I don't remember who was playing it. Somebody was playing it, and I don't remember. Yeah. I remember seeing all this. This looked really good. I liked some of the mechanics in it. And I'm sorry, I can't remember who was playing it, but somebody was playing your game. Cool stuff, though. Quick information about it. Is it fully finished, or are there still updates to come out? Where are you at with the process on that? Nice. It's finished. Perfect. Yeah, cool stuff. Cool. I appreciate you coming in.
Tis done.
Tis
eh?
done.
Love seeing
Thanks,
fellow
Alicia.
creators set sail. What wins inspired your Trap Adventure Deluxe? Any wild tales behind its making?
You got it. You gotta love it. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try starting again. In fact, 60%. All that's left is to do the fan crazy stage of Trap Adventure 2, but that's extra content. Well, that's excellent. All right, listen here, bartender. You are still standing on the bar. You are not to be standing there. What's wrong with you? Get off the bar. Ew. Okay, let's just rearrange it a little bit, right? So if the bartender is just going to be standing there, right? We don't need these as far up. You work in GameMaker Studio 2. Excellent. I don't know if I'm on the newest version. So I'm on the 2024.14. All right, let's move this out of the way. Do this. And let's fix these tiles. This is barkeep up. And telling it that didn't quite work, so we're gonna swap it. But I think we need the barkeep back a little bit. Like, what if it was there? Instead. How how high or how far up is that going to go? Is that gonna look? That'll be look weird, right? I think so.
'Tis a fine craft ye chose. Any storms you had to weather making those wild stages? GameMaker's seas can be choppy.
Listen here, pirate. Well, I wasn't doing that. What did I use? Not this one. Well, let's do a couple things. Where did it go? Right. So, I don't know where that went. Brushes. I mean, that looks like not a lot of space, right? I guess we can just leave it. Put a corner back in. We have a little bit of separation there, but that's okay. And we'll take our NPC and put it there. So if the barkeep is there, this, I don't want someone of you running around back there. So we'll close that off, and that should be good. Let's see if now the barkeep will stay behind the bar. No, you're dancing on the bar. I see you tap dancing. All right. As soon as OBS joins in, you're going to see the still on top of the bar. Why am I having depth issues with you? Why? So these are both saying negative 500, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe I just need to set this lower manually. I was trying to do it in the code, but for whatever reason. So 300, 300. This can go away. All right, player is at 500. This is at 400. That's at 300. Let's stop it and try it again. So, if you're still there, Carol, how long have you been using GameMaker? Damn you. You're on top of the bar again. I mean, we have a dancing barkeep who likes to be on top of the bar. Right? I mean, there's worse things. Now we're saying depth, BB box, bottom. Well, let me think about it. It should be drawing it below that furniture. Should. Okay. Well, let's go back to the main part that I was working on. I may redo some of this. Anyways, because this week I want to work on a lot of the scenery for internal and external buildings. Oh, and I wasn't paying attention. Ads. Okay. Let's just run the game. All right. You're inside here, right? So you're in the pub. Oh, now I can't get to you. I know, he's still a pumpkin. I'll change his look at some point. Oh, that's why I disabled the chat. Whoops. And I wonder if that is dialogue stuff inside the state. It is. So we need this whole state function. We need this step one and the leave one. We'll put that there. Here. Okay. We have enter, step, leave. We do not want them to go into a walking state. So we're going to close that, right? How's the RPG? Fuzzy, welcome in. It's going well. It's going well.
'Tis sailing along. Every new quest feels like discovering buried treasure.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what 8BitsaByte hauls up next.
Right. What Alicia said. Okay, so we have our dialogue system back into the barkeep. There we go. All right, so now the little chat thing shows up on the barkeep, right? But for testing, we have our inventory. And it only has one item set up in it right now. I need to make it so that the barkeep has an inventory, then we'll start trying to make it so that you can buy and sell items. Right? And we'll make it so the player starts with a certain amount of gold. And that shop menu is going to be accessible via the barkeep, although you're facing the wrong way. But it'll be accessible via the barkeep, and you'll be able to access it here, right? So you go into the chat. You have a couple options. Need a job for quests, right? And then you have see the shop and leave, right? So we're gonna do see the shop. It opens. That's the menu I just was showing you. And we have it so that it works. So here's a potion on the ground. If you walk over it, you essentially pick it up, right? Now we have 2 items in our inventory. And if we go out to town, should be able to pick up another one, and a random burger is on the ground. So now, oh, it didn't see the burger. Oh, it saw the potion, so. All right. Good enough. Let's move that up there. Let's start working on the barkeeper's inventory. So for that, when you open this is regular inventory. This is your inventory. This will be the next one. Inventory store. So now we have inventory and inventory store. Almost identical because they're just kind of drawing it, right? This adds a few extra things. And if we come in here, we have inventory with items. But I think we also need BK items as an array equals an array. All right. Now we have global dot barkeep underscore inventory equals new inventory max of 9. right? Because that way we can give the barkeep inventory dot add item here, and we're gonna say all these, right? So this is basically the same thing. And we'll test it with just the apple. It should be an apple and an apple. On the shop inventory, we're going to change this. This is bar keep inventory. And we're not saying items. Are we? No. We are saying BK items, right? Because we have items. We're saying BK items. Global barkeep here. It's already declared. So we need this to be BK slot size. BK columns. So we will change this to match that. Oops. BK. Bongo. Fuzzy, I just noticed the if you're still there, I just noticed the little like per goblin zombie bongo one that you got. I like that. I think the only bongo I have currently is the turkey one. Homeless Sophie treat. You heard her barking, didn't you? Yes, you were barking at people
It's
outside.
always good luck to share your loot with the crew, even if it's just treats.
There we
Carry
go.
on, Captain.
Yeah. All right, so we have we're doing kernel and row. This should keep this inside the this for loop. We don't want this to be there. We want this to be BK items. Slot size, but we don't want to say slot size. We want it to be BK slot size. BK slot size. And BK items. It's not player inventory, it is barkeep inventory. Should be all right. But we're going to do this opposite. We're going to say negative halfway, go to the left, and we'll see how that looks. They should both have an apple right now. So you should be okay with that. I made the shop inventory set to the key for B, just so we can test it. All right, so we have shop inventory, player inventory, which are now separate. I have to align this a little bit more. That's like a 6 over 1 up. We're getting close. All right. 6 over, 1 up. So 53. Negative 53 up. We want to go 40. And that should I should get it, right? Jiggly, welcome in. How's your Monday going? Okay. Oh, we're getting a little closer. I'm still off by this. This was all off by a lot, I guess. 1, 2, 3. Let's go another 3. On the X. Y looks okay now. So we're going to say negative 56 to start it. Oh, so close. I need like one more. One more. There we are. You wouldn't use magic numbers like that. What are 56 and 40 supposed to represent? It's just the offset of the inventory based upon the inventory store sprite. Like that. It's the initial starting box. Once we have that, all the others should start to fall into place. Right? Because now, same thing like with the other one. Like if I hit my inventory as a player, I have one item, right? But when I go and pick up this little potion here on the ground, I have 2 items. And now because of the first box being declared, it can adjust and place all the other boxes. In term, welcome in. I heard the oh my. All right. So we go back to the shop. Now we have 2 items. It has 1. We need to give the player starting money. So we don't have a money system yet. That's probably going to be the first, the next thing we need to work on. But I think it's coming along nicely for the shop, right? Let's move that up there. So what I did in inventory was I created a separate array. Jiggly, you've been working on a card game mechanic lately. That stuff is a headache. I'm not even sure. Like, I have no idea, one, how do you like start a card game. But I give you a lot of credit. They look
Tis
like
true,
they're a
maybe.
lot of
Cards
fun.
can turn on you faster than the tide. Got any wild tales from your deck building adventures?
But they're also looks like it's a lot. If you've never seen Ryan art, he's doing all the artwork plus all the coding. He's doing it in C++ for his card building thing, and it's massive, and it's taken him forever. Like, I give you a lot. That's a lot of credit for doing that. So in here, I added the BK items. So this is for the barkeep items. Then we came down and under, right here, I have both global player inventory and global barkeep inventory. I don't have all this, so I wonder if I need to make that still. I think so. think I still need to make those. Well, not quick item. Who just came in? You started with card movement and handling with just place card holder. Yeah, placeholder card assets. Yeah. Welcome in, Grog. How you doing this morning? The BK one's for the barkeep, the shop, because I want him to have a specific set of inventory. Right? And then, because when you are doing the inventories for the store with the barkeep, I made it separate, because then I can have them separate. No need to build that into the constructor, though. Oh. Well, okay. Maybe I'm misunderstanding my stuff. You can just do barkeep equals new inventory. Oh, okay. You jinxed each other. You wrote almost exactly. You can just do. You wrote exactly the same stuff. Okay, so I don't need to do this to create a new array of items for the barkeep.
'Tis good
Correct.
fortune when shipmates think alike. Makes for smooth sailing on any sea.
Exactly, Alicia. All right. Well, I mean, I can undo it. I thought there would be a conflict with it. That's why I did it. All right. Yeah, I just thought there would be a conflict with it. And Sophie treat. Okay. Well, that's no big deal. I can just take that out. Right? I have global barkeep inventory equals new inventory. And I was doing add, so barkeep inventory dot add item, so they both have an apple right now. Let me go back into here. Okay, so this can all stay the same and go back to being just items. Like that. Like it's like instance of object actor, its own PC, NPC. Okay. Constructors changed their game making design choices entirely. They're super useful. Yes. I've been slowly getting better with them. Slowly. All right. So now we have player inventory and the barkeeper inventory. And right now, they currently both have an apple. So let's stop. Or at least I'm starting them with an apple, right? And reopen. All right. Cool. There we go. All right. Now that we have that sorted out, we need to currency to the player that will then be equal to like being able to be used for as a cost, right? You can even represent those items within that inventory using a new item class, where your inventory class is built to take those items. You lost me. Okay, yeah, all right. So we have, the class equals is the same thing as a constructor. Got it. All right. Let's go to player. Let's set it here. Oh, wait. You would rename inventory data to item data, probably 2. All right, let's go back in here. Inventory data here to be item data. True. That is more specific to the item and not necessarily anything with the inventory. I feel like this is inventory. This could get switched to item data. Like that. Then we need to go through and update all those. Yes, yeah. Items are like all this stuff here is not directly related to the inventory bag. Double click. Oh, on here. Okay. And item. Do I need to update this anywhere else? New inventory? New item. New inventory. That's inventory. That stays there. I think that's the only place inside this function that it was, right? So that makes sense. We should be good. Benuch, Sophie's doing well today. And Kalvar, good morning. All right, we're going to go ahead and start it and make sure, because right now I have specifically wrote in 2 different items. Well, same item, different inventories. All right. Perfect. And we gave ourselves 100 gold. Now we also have to draw the gold. But for right now, we will... Hold on. What? Very basic, but something like this. Enums. What? You want me on enums? I did do some... I had enums Where did I have that before? Oh, it was in the tower defense game. I used enums for some stuff. Right. It was in the old script here, and at the top of this one I had it, but very basic, something like item ID apple hamburger wood, whatever, function inventory item ID count constructor. Yeah, I think it'd be okay.
'Tis a sea of enums and arrays today. Back when I sorted loot on deck, all we needed was pockets big enough for the rum.
I mean, this is the size of the inventory for this 3-month game, right? I don't think I need to go into enums on it because of it. All right, we have gold. So what happens? Where do I want this? In shop. Probably don't need this stuff here because we're not. This is testing to very specifically see everything. We don't need to worry about it. We are going to delete that. Clean this up. Right. Twitch, yeah. Twitch chat doesn't like code. It makes it look all weird. All right. We if I give, I guess I should double check. If I give the let's give it 4 items, right? There. And now we're going to stop the game, rerun it. The barkeep should have 4 items. Okay, so that's what I thought. These are still going the opposite, like, wrong way. I need to change some numbering around. So let's think about this. This was correct. But when it is adding the next one, I needed to do... I wonder if it needs to be minus. I think this needs to be a minus. So we'll stop it again and double check it. Yep, that was it. All right. So now we have 4 items inside here. And I know it works well because we can close the shop, go pick up this potion that is on the ground over here. Right? So now you picked up the potion, and then when you go to the shop, the player now has a new item. I redid the sprite for the potion bottle. The previous one that I was using was from Pixel Warrior, and it was totally a different size game. Excuse me. Throat keeps getting dry here. All right. Let's wonder where that is. We have inventory store. We need to draw our gold. Draw text. It needs to be with minus 30. And if we say GUI height plus that may not work. Let's just do Y. I don't know. What do we want for Y? Well, let's just try it. GUI height plus 10 plus 10. But then we want this. Like that. Now that I'm done, let me catch up to what's all going on. Oh, all right. You're talking about figuring out your stuff, the difference between the things. So this needs to be GUI height up width, and that needs to be GUI height. All right, let's start the game and see if that is going to draw it correctly. No. All right, I don't see it anywhere. So I don't think it's drawing it. Oh, wait, maybe it is. This. Let's just put it down here. What am I trying to do? Well, I was trying to draw the text here for the amount of gold the player has.
'Tis a storm of clever minds tonight. If only treasure maps were this organized back in my day.
Yes. Alicia's still
Thank
on
you,
her
Super
pirate
Rum Quiet,
hunting.
as the deep sea now mate.
She's gonna argue with you now. See. All right. So what I attempted to do was I said, draw GUI width minus 30. Right. And then GUI height, maybe it needs to be minus 10. But then, so I still have to figure out why. I used a $ with a quote. And then in there, in a set of squiggly brackets, I did global.gold. I wanted to show what the current gold is the player has. But right now, we're just saying global gold before I get it to be like current gold and all that stuff. So I need to figure out the why a little better, I think. I bet it does. I think it needs to be minus 10. No, it should still be positive 10, right? And minus, I don't know, 50. But I wanted to, maybe I need to change text color to see it better. Maybe. So we're drawing inventory here. This should still, oops, this probably still be okay right here because that should show it on top. Right, and I have global gold. I guess let me run it. We hit this. Yeah, it's not there. Inventory. Maybe I have that wrong. Gold. I don't remember. Was that inside or outside the quotes? I mean, it's outside the quotes, and then you have a quote. And we'll just do that. Maybe that'll help see it.
Inside, ye say? Sounds mysterious as the captain's quarters after midnight. Care to share what treasure
Inside.
you're hunting for, matey?
So the $ goes on the inside of the quote? Outside. Goes on the outside of the quote. Okay. Why, Jiggly, why inside then? What part were you... Oh, you thought the bracket. Yeah, okay. Is this correct? I have $sign on the outside. I have a quote. I say gold, this space variable. That looks right. All right. I just need to get it to draw it correctly. So is this should be the GUI of maybe I need it to be draw sprite width. Gotcha. Let's do this first. Let's get it to be in the middle. All right, so there it is. It's right there. I want it to come in from the GUI edge. Or maybe, or not. Maybe I need it to just come from the center. Up. Like over and up. Right? Because if I say GUI minus, or GUI width minus, it should bring me from this side over. So maybe I just need to be over more. GUI width minus, say 100. Draw set color. Let's see, white. Set color. The U color. Let's see, black. All right. Then let's do good morning, Jeepin. Oops. Height. Where is that taking it from? GUI height. Is it gathering the whole? That's the whole thing, right? Because GUI height is display get GUI height. I need it to be GUI height. How about divided by 2 minus 50. Let's just see where that puts it. All right, we're getting close. Getting close. Let's just get rid of the gold because I just want the number. Why won't you let me? Oh. There. All right. Jiggly bits. Do you guys think a first-person perspective card game would be a good idea? You were thinking pre-rendered graphics, like a PS1 era feel.
Tis like digging up relics from the old days. First-person cards could be wild. What rare loot would you stash in those decks?
All right. So that's your idea, right? Why would you feel it would not be a good idea? All right, go away. So what do you do from here? Like, you would select it, it activates the card against your enemy, that kind of stuff. I mean, I think a first-person perspective of it would be a good idea. Is that your only view of the cards, or do you get to tilt down a little bit like you're looking better at your cards? The texture memory overhead could add up quickly. Well, I mean, I like the look. How's that? I like it being there. Yeah. I don't know. What does everybody else think of that? Your scenes are static, but the enemies are animated. All of their attacks and everything, right? The cards you play influence what your character animation is. Gotcha. What is... Why? What? All right. What happened here? How did I get a... It's just going to overwrite it. All right, I need to get that on. What the hell? Edit. I must have hit some sort of hotkey to turn on insert or overwrite. Damn. Right. So I don't have an insert on this small keyboard. Wonder what the hotkey is. It's a small framed keyboard, so it does not have an insert button. All right, what are some of the hotkeys? Well, we are at a standstill. OCE2 has it. Preferences CE2. Okay, let's go back up. Invoke code completion. Insert separating white line spaces when joining. No. Trim, allow, override, auto insert braces or bracket braces. Allow overwrite mode. Is that what it is? I mean, that's essentially what insert does, right? Yeah, that. Okay. All right. We are back in business. I don't know what I hit. So, I mean, like, my keyboard, which does not have an insert on it because it's a small form factor. No, I never use insert. Ever. Even in like all back when you were learning like keyboarding class, right? How to type fast. You never used the insert. So, I mean, like, what the hell? Why is it there? All right. We need this to be 90. Let's try that again. 90. All right. You live by insert, different strokes for different folks. How do you like what? Yeah, honestly, like what do you use the insert button? I mean, like I know what it's meant for. Like, how do you use the insert button? I could probably come out 4, 5, down 5. We're getting there. When typing, it shifts the text. All right, that's good for now. We need to add in now probably a mouse over event and click, or maybe just a click.
Insert
Where?
key of keyboards, one slip, and your logbook's rewritten. I trust me compass more than that button.
Even Alicia doesn't like insert. You have always used it. We'll just have to agree to disagree. Yeah. That's okay. At least somebody's making use of the button. Right? So we have our coins. We need to this is going to be what happens on each one, right? So this might need to be in the object of each one. No. We have picked up, and I think we can write it in there. Let's open up pickup item. Right? All right. What I am trying to do is now make it so that you have to click on the item, maybe right click, and you right click on the item and it sells it. And ad break. On this particular ad break, I am going to take a B right back. I do need some more coffee. Plus, I got to uncover somebody. So, I will be back in just a few moments. Hang tight, and I will see you all shortly. We're back. let's see. Jiggly, you haven't done much of the UI stuff. No problem. You can make an object item button that could give an inventory slot number. What if you could do, yeah, you could do that. I was thinking almost that, let's run it so I can show it. I guess it'll be almost the same way, right? Let's wait for OBS to pick this thing up. All right. If you have this open, what if instead of clicking it, all right, so let's say you click it. Let's deal with that one first. If I click this, we could have, while in shop mode, a little option pop up that has buy or sell, right? So if you click over here, it shows sell. If you click over here, it shows buy. Just like a little text box appears and you can click on that. That could be one option. Other option is the click and drag buy and sell. If I want to sell this apple, I would click it and drag it over. Right? I think that might be neat. Like, because I like it when games have that. So I can click and drag it, click and drag it. If I click and drag it over to here, it would sell it. If I click and drag it over to here, I buy it. Yeah, you would use a GameMaker object. Okay. Because your inventory is only data representation of it, not physically in the game world. Correct. But you're going to have to be able to, well, that's not exactly right either, because these are objects, or should be an object, and you're going to be able to drag it inside your inventory so that you can move the items around. And you need to be able to drag it from here down to your quick bar. So adding in well, I don't know. Like, I want it to be creative, but I don't think it needs to be like super in depth to be able to make that happen with this. Let's figure out a nice solution here. I think, what if we click on this and a little buy button pops up? I think that might work, right? Well, yeah, I don't need a coding chat today, I think. But we can do a quick chat, yeah. Let me get my music off. Pull up Discord. Where are you, Discord? All right. Welcome in, Grog.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, so I think me and Jiggly are a little bit on the same page here. But I
And
think before you even get into the weeds of how this needs to work, I think you can just start simple, essentially, by getting a basic inventory object functioning, which is basically in this project going to be a button, right? Like,
Right.
you've made a reusable button in previous projects before, and you
Sure.
can probably honestly import that same thing in here. But if you think about it, each slot in the inventory is essentially going to be a button, right? That
Right.
you could hover over. It might highlight when you hover it. You could maybe left click on a button. You can maybe right click on a button. And if you want to get real fancy, you could maybe drag a button. If you get into dragging, you gotta. It's probably not. It's not actually that hard, by the way. But you know, dragging and swapping things around, like you'll have to like start thinking about stuff like that if that's
I
how
mean,
fancy you want to get.
the selected item, like the selected box, so the red box, could be the button as well.
Well, either way, it doesn't. Right. So what I'm saying is, you need to make a button. Like right now, you are just looping through data, and you are drawing that data to screen.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing is interactable yet. So
No.
you need to make an object that turns that interactable. So the way I do this, and I think what Jiggly is saying something similar. I've told you that, like, you know, I have constructors on top of constructors. But one thing to consider is constructors and objects are interchangeable in a sense. Like, building a constructor is like building out like a parent object, essentially. And since you want collisions, buttons or objects make the most sense here. But imagine instead of looping through an array of data, your inventory, and drawing the things in it, you looped through your inventory and created a button inventory slot object in each of those positions. And each of those buttons knows which inventory they're tied to and knows what slot they're tied to. So you would have where the apple is, that would be object button inventory. And it would have a variable called current inventory, which would be set to global.player inventory. And it would have a slot, and it would know its slot number. So that apple would be slot 0. And it would always look up, hey, I know what my item is because I can always look it up. And then you can make it so that when you right click on it, it looks up, hey, what do I cost? And then it sells that to the NPC.
Right.
By doing I know what item in inventory I am, so I could do item.remove from that slot, from that inventory, and then I can do player.add gold. Something like that. Does that sort of make sense?
Yeah, and I think that might be the approach that I'll do. Maybe I'll try to turn this into the button, to get a functioning system, and then kind of fine tune how I want it to work.
Yeah, exactly. I think like that.
We'll
That's
do
sort
it
of
in
what I'm saying. It would be
steps.
cool. Yeah, it would be cool if you could, you know, what I would do for this, it's always just get like, yeah, the steps, right? So it would be cool if you had buttons that reacted to even just, you hovered over your mouse, the button would draw the border color, and it would switch from drawing a red border, or no, it would switch from drawing no border to now you've hovered over it and now draws a red border to indicate you've selected it, right?
Right.
And then, okay, now your button's interactable in a very simple way. And then you can make it so clicking on it, you know, shows a message with the item name. And then you can make it so right-clicking drops the item. And that's not the behavior you want, but then at the very least you have a button that's interactable. And then now that you have a button that's interactable, it's up to you to decide what those interactions should be and what more stuff you need to be on.
Yeah,
But
and I think that's a good way to go about it, right? Doing things in small steps. We'll get something that's functioning so that the process is going.
yeah.
And then work from there.
And think of it yesterday, right? Remember when we were trying to get the like inventory slots into position? We were just trying to draw items from your inventory. At
Right.
first, I'm like, I don't care where they draw on the screen. I didn't care if they're in the slots or not. I'm like, let's just see them there, right? So what you could even do is just make an object that's a button object, and you probably could even import your buttons from. I think the Tower Defense project had the reusable buttons in them. I believe. Was that your last project you worked on, or was there something? Oh no, it was the balloon.
Yeah.
One. But in one of your projects you have a reusable button, or you could make one from scratch again. Either's fine. They're not that complex.
Yeah,
And
just
then you could literally just hard code that, hey, this button points to the player's inventory at slot 0. And just get it working hard coded with one inventory slot. Put it anywhere in your room. Don't even worry about having it be a part of this inventory. Don't even have to worry about being there. Just drop it in the room. And then, hey, does this button work correctly? And then go from there. The one consideration I just realized when I said drop it in the room is when you use buttons, if you're putting them in the room so they're clickable, their screen space doesn't match up with the GUI space. So you either need to make sure the buttons X and Y is moved to the position in the GUI space,
yeah.
or you have to do like a different sort of check. I actually don't know what the correct way of doing this is actually, but
Well, for now, I'll get the buttons, I think, created. They won't look pretty or anything like that, but they'll just be there. We'll get the functionality of the buy and sell going. And then I can start to try to fine tune it on how to make it so that it's more part of the shop GUI window compared to the other, like the actual room. So, we'll just do little phases of this.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, Jigglybits is basically saying what I was saying there as well. That's a good message.
The last one. Okay, exactly. The button stores references to the inventory class and where in that inventory it is. So when you interact with the button object, it knows what to tell the inventory class to do. Examples would be swap the positions in the inventory of those items, remove these items, whatever. Yes. I think that's our goal is now we'll make a button that makes things happen, and then we can figure out where to go with it from there.
And yeah, if you think about it, you've sort of already started making what this button should do, right? That for loop that we did yesterday, looping through the inventory and then drawing them on the screen here, is sort of what the button should be doing. The button shouldn't be doing a for loop. It should be doing one element, one loop of that for loop, essentially. It should just be like, hey, draw my sprite and draw my border.
Right.
And then you say, okay, well, now make it so that it only draws the button when the mouse is over. And then, then it's just steps and steps from there. And then you have something you build up from there. But yeah, starting with an object is going to be the easiest method here to start, I think. You could do a constructor for this. My kind of rule of thumb real quick of how I decide whether to make something a constructor or an object is I think of what an object does for you. And the one nice thing that an object does for you is it has a lot of overhead. It has a lot of events built into it, such as mouse enter and mouse leave events. Which is like, if you were to make it a button constructor, you would have to code mouse entering and mouse leaving. Whereas if it's a button object, you don't need to code that. You just, you just put those events in and your button kind of almost automatically works.
Right.
So. Anyways, yeah, cool. I'll leave you at that. I'll be hanging out in chat, but yeah, good luck.
Okay. Thanks. All right. So I think we have some direction. We're going to go ahead and start trying to make like a button and then start making some functions with it to get it to do stuff, right? So I wonder, and the reason why you're going to want a button parent is you're making an RPG. There'll be 100,000 bajillion buttons. Yes. Yeah, that will. All right. So let's do that first, right? Let's make a button parent. Parent buttons. Then we have, let me get music back on. All right. We have this code that came in from the tower defense. And I bet I can make this object, because it's already sort of built, into the button. We'll just get rid of a whole bunch of all this extra code. And we'll just basically make it so there. All right. Oh, we don't need that. There we go. Yes. This is going to get I made it I don't have to make the child parent and the child button anymore. We have a parent button that is here. I was just cleaning up the child one. So now we have a create. Probably going to want to draw a step event. This is the parent. So what? We'll put this in here. Draw self. So it's inside the parent. Let's think about it. If we click if we click on button, right?
Tis true, press enough buttons and you might just unlock Atlantis itself, or crash your ship. Game dev life be wild.
Alicia's entertaining, at least, you know. So if we do a click, then we initiate an action with it. And is it left? Mouse. Check button pressed. No, wait. What's the difference between check button pressed? Let me write them both out. Hold on. So we have left check button pressed. This function will return true if the mouse button being checked has been pressed, or false if it has not. The function will only trigger once for any mouse button when it is first pressed. And to trigger it again, the button will need to have been released and pressed again. Okay. This function will return true if the mouse button being checked is held down. I feel like that's backwards. Like if it's pressed, I guess that's held. So left mouse check button is when you're holding the button, and pressed is when you're not. And Cheapin, I see you there laughing. Jiggly, button just checks if the button is down. Pressed is only true if the frame it was pressed on. Okay. We're not going to be doing dragging or on this particular thing. So we're going to use mouse check button pressed. And we needed to say left. What is the left? Let me...
Tis all rum-fueled wit over here. Watch out or I'll start telling tales of sea monsters next.
So we want MB for mouse button left. right? Let's do that first. There.
Tis
You
cracking
don't-
black spice
you
that
don't
warms the
trust-
bones best, smooth as a calm sea at midnight, and strong enough for any old salt.
Well, Alicia's a pirate. I wouldn't trust Alicia. So don't worry about it. You're good. It has her name ends in CIA. She's taking notes. I don't know if she knows how to write, but potentially, yes. AI is just doing their stuff. Oh, speaking of AI, there is a game, Wind Change, where winds change, where wind meet, something like that. It's a new game, right? Let me see if I can find it real fast. Where winds meet is the game. Yeah, where winds meet. Let me turn this back on. Okay, so this game, I was watching somebody play it, and I don't think they have it on here. When, let's say you're talking here, right? You go and talk to one of the NPCs. It pops up and has a little line that says the chat or whatever it is, the dialogue is AI driven. You will never have the same game twice, because what is responded by the NPC to you is based upon what you type to the NPC. Right? It's very it's a unique style. And Jeepin, yes, Alicia likes the likes Kraken. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Right? So this game has that built in. I don't know if they're using ChatGPT or whatever, but, and I don't know if it tells you what it is, but its chat is AI driven. Right. Sounds awful. It's like games that say they have like 10 billion different guns, but they are all just boring stat variations. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I have not played the game. It's free to play, by the way. Warning, it is a gacha game for buying items. Like, you can buy normal like stuff too, but then there's the gacha in there, and it gets you to buy crates for a chance to win one of the cool items. And you have to buy, I don't know, 30 crates, and you're guaranteed something in 30 crates. So if you play it, just keep in mind it's got gacha. But it looks like it's a really nice game, and people are enjoying it. Graphics are really nice, that kind of stuff, and it plays well. But you just have to keep an eye on the other stuff. You hate games like that, though? Crates of any kind are scummy. Yeah, it's a gotcha items, like buying scam. Right? And a bunch of games have it. It's hard. You just have to know about it. Avoid using the buying the crates. You know, so. All right, we're gonna make this an if statement though. If left mouse button is pressed, what would we want it to do? Borderlands. I don't know. Regular board. Oh, okay. Borderlands games. Yes. Yeah. The whole mobile games with all their ads and gem. Yeah. There's lots of, I don't know, shady game stuff out there. So if mouse button press, and we're saying the left mouse button gets pressed, I needed to verify where it is though. If mouse button is pressed, and we're going to do something specific here, and then we'll decide if it's a good idea. We'll say if mouse button is pressed left, and global parent inventory. I want like a cell. Option. So if I want it to have a cell option, draw text. Can we say mouse.x and mouse y? Yeah. Oh, underscore x and mouse underscore y. Not dot y. Okay. And we want it to pop up and say cell. Right. Now, what I think, you'd have to agree. Oh, yeah, all the stuff the games are doing these days. Starfield had a lot of planets, but they were all pretty the same. Even No Man's Sky has a lot of the same style, but it does work pretty good on generating new ones. Let me find somebody that you should check out. I don't do it normally, but we're gonna do a shout out to oops. Is this it? That's not it. That's it. All right. So, that Ryan Art is working on a card game, and it's really nice, like interesting. He'd be a person to watch and check out and see how some of his stuff works, and maybe it'll give you some cool ideas on how you would like to go about the interface with yours. All right, so whoops, there we go. When you do if mouse button press left and global inventory, we're going to draw this spot. How am I going to do the button? If we go back to inventory, we are drawing inventory store button. Right? That's this. Where are we drawing the slot? Right here. What if instead of saying we're drawing the sprite, we draw the button?
"'Tis true, no Captain Worth or Salt ever sailed for crates of dull trinkets. The real thrill is in finding the one legendary haul."
Yeah, but right, I wanted to do that, but I wanted the button to be for every item. So that's where this comes in, right? So instead of drawing the red square, the button is the red square. Like we're drawing this, it would be the red square. Versus right now, we're drawing the sprite of the red square. We're just drawing the sprite. Does that make sense? Okay. For right now, we're just gonna draw the item, the button, right? Let's do this, and let's go ahead and attach the parent to this. Button there, and then okay, let's have it draw the object when we're gonna test it here. When we hit B, we're going to do this. Instance, create depth. And we're going to draw this dead center, I guess. right? Just to get it on the screen. There. You do the opposite of that every time. You make the entire system and then test it. Yeah. I'm a variety. I do all kinds of crazy stuff. All right. Let's restart the game. Go in there and look. When we hit B, we're not drawing. Why? It should be right here. Well, instant script. Maybe it's too far down. It's probably hidden. Let's make it 2003. You made it to your computer, Jeepin. I see that. Although your computer was on all night anyways, so Arwen's been like surfing the web and playing games. Although she's made it to her computer, but she doesn't have her headphones in, so she's not even listening. I hear nothing. She's acting like she can hear me without having headphones on, and I don't understand this concept. Oh, you're right there. Hi. Right. All right. Okay, so it's still not drawing it. It should. I have draw self in there? I have draw self in there. So that should be down in here, yes. Why? Oops. We're gonna delete all these because I just want stuff from the parent right now. There. Let's try it again. Just kidding. It's not there. Right. Let's... probably help if I put this up in here. So wait, if we press B, instance exists there. Otherwise, we create it. And we want it to be created. So it is here. And this... let's do width divided by 2. Let's just put it in the middle. And we'll do height divided by 2 as well. And I don't know what this music is, but... all right, there we are. But I'm still not having it. It's not drawing it. Why? Why? What am I missing? We press B. It should create it. Just like it creates this. Yes. Yes. What if we moved it? Now we're in here and we tell it to do that. Will that kind of work? The hell? All right, it's not there. So we are drawing ourselves. Maybe I need to have this on the GUI layer for it to match up right. And I think that's where the problem is. Yeah, that was it. Okay. So now we have a button, right? And next is to get it so that we can click on the button. All right. Of course, now that's going to hang out there for right now, but that's all right. So the other thing we need to do is put that code here back into here. And we're also going to say, since destroy object, shop slot. Right. So that should be B. Okay, so now the button's there and it goes away. Then let's get rid of this. Let's just make it so that it draws it on the button. I should probably be doing scribble with it, but I think scribble would be no, I would have to look it up. I don't remember. Draw, set, color, and draw set color is going to be C. Just do white, right? And we'll reset it back to black after. Okay. For this, it is using SPR selected. The whole thing is the collision mask, so it should identify it. Keyword as always, should. Alright. Hit B. I just want the little text box to show up. Where are we? We're saying mouse X and mouse Y. Can I put that down in the GUI? Or... Right. So... if I wanted to only show up after it's been pressed... Okay, yeah, so I was just saying that, so that confirms that. This, do we have the whole thing go down there? So it would be like this. All right, in the create event, we are declaring a button, a variable. Pressed. What do we, all right, so if we're doing variable, let's just do, oh, I already have that selected. Is it selected? This goes back up here. Right. Now we're going to do if mouse button pressed. We're going to take these out. We're going to put these down here. We're going to make this selected equals true. If selected all right, how does that look? If left released, set it to false. All right, so in the step event also we have if mouse button. Oh, okay. And we're gonna say MB left, and we'll set it back to selected equals false. And then we have down here, so we have selected up top, set the initially to false, and then we have if mouse button pressed left, it's now we're saying selected is true, and if not, if you release it, selected is false. If pressed, if selected, this turns on. right? You'll want a collision check with the mouse position too before setting selected to true. Really? Okay. So if it's pressed, a collision check with a mouse. I can say like mouse X and mouse Y. Wait. Why am I doing a collision check with the mouse? Up here. Oh, so that if it's you only want to select it if your mouse is actually hovering it. I got you. Okay. So we have variable. We're going to do collision. And that is equal collision point. Mouse underscore X. Mouse underscore Y. ID. Is ID going to be something very specific? I'm assuming, right? Hold on. ID false. False. All right. Let's look at this. So collision point is X, Y object. Precision. Precision? Yeah, precision, collision, and not me. Got it. So the ID of this
Tis all about
would
hitting the
be
mark, like firing cannons at close range. Mind your variables
how about
risk sinking your ship before it sails.
would this work? Player inventory? Hi, RON. Hi. Did you finally wake up? Oh, I see why. I do see why. Ah. You think you have no food. She can see the bottom of her bowl, and so therefore, she's like, I see the bottom of her little dish, and she's like, I'm gonna starve. Right. All right. What the hell? Why do you always do that? All right. Just switch it to ID. Okay. So we're doing if mouse button pressed and collision. Right? So this would be and oh no, I guess not. If collision is not true, none selected equals true. Oh, in here. Make it another if statement. Okay. If collision is not equal no one, then selected equals true. Also, ads are about to start. There. I think we have about 30 seconds, and then there's going to be some ads. I'm going to grab a little bit more coffee during that. Plus, because she gets so noisy and car alarms and everything else, I will feed Arwen during the ad break here. Put that collision variable just before that if statement. So inside this. Like that. Ads be rolling for a bit. Yes. Thanks, Alicia. I am going to take a quick, couple minute. Be right back while ads are going. I need to take care of Arwen and grab some more coffee, and I will see everybody in a minute. And hang tight, Jiggly. I will see you shortly.
Mission parameters. Eliminate all opposition.
Right. I'm back. Arwen went off as always. And she sounds like a car alarm. She's picked up like car alarm noises. So when she gets overly excited for new food, that kind of stuff, she starts sounding like a car alarm. And yeah, gotta love little parrots, right? All right. So you only want to check collision if the player pressed the left mouse key. Okay, outside of the check, it would do it every step. Got it. I know, right, Panuch? Someday, I probably should have just done it on stream so you could hear it. We'll get it so that you can hear her car alarms. And she does. She gets real excited. It's real fast. And then all of a sudden, she's like, does a car alarm. And then starts eating. Good timing, Panuch, because you know what today is? Today is GP and Annie's shopping trip. Hey, Sophie. Sophie, you want a treat? Homeless, thank you for the treat for today. Yes. Yes. She is going to the grocery store. She has her cooking stream later today at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. And close, Panooch. It's not Dino Nuggets, but she's making chicken nuggets. Yeah. So she's making homemade chicken nuggets. Just not dino shaped. Unless she can figure that out. And do it on stream. That would be funny. But she is making homemade chicken nuggets along with some other stuff for her cooking stream later today. They have dino cookie cutters. Yeah, maybe. That'd be cool. What would be great? We have this thing that you take out in the snow and it's got like a dino shape to it, and you can make like little dinos out of the snow. Make a giant dino chicken nugget. That would be awesome. No? All right. I want to do it when we have like make a giant like one with mashed potatoes or something, and you have a giant dino mashed potato or rice ball, but it'd be a dino chicken rice ball. I think that'd be fun. Linaire, welcome in. How you doing? And yeah, I think that would be fun sometime. But today, Jeepin has her cooking stream, 4 p.m. Mountain Time. She's going to be doing homemade chicken nuggets. What else is it? Dino balls. Those would be big. Those would be big in here. We're not doing that. She's not making those. She's making homemade chicken nuggets. Twice baked potatoes, because apparently the first time you cook them, it doesn't work. So you got to put it back in and cook them again. Twice baked potatoes. And then some other stuff. I think she was going to work on something that we're prepping also for the rest of the week as well. That just goes in the crock pot. Lynette, you are exhausted. Things are going well here. Nay, twice. No, thrice. 3 times you got to cook it. Apparently, you cook it, then you do a bunch of stuff to it, then you shove it back in there and say, you cook again, and it'll finish off. Right. And it's the best potato stuff ever. Yeah, apparently. I will be the judge of that, because I am the judge of all the food. It's awesome that she does this, because I get to eat really good food all the time. Yes. Yeah. What am I doing? Yes. Yeah, thrice baked. So yeah, that'll be later today, and she's heading off to the grocery store. So if you would like any items, anything you want from the grocery store, now's your time to put in the order with Jeepin, so that you come by the cooking stream and you can pick up your items. Right. Homeless wants a ball of mozzarella cheese.
Nuggies at home, don't forget to bury the golden dipping sauce for true treasure vibes.
Thanks, Alicia. Turn the chicken nuggets into treasure hunting. A ball of mozzarella cheese would be pretty good, actually. Yeah. Yeah, we get cheese because, you know, like, I'm a mouse, so I like cheese. Mozzarella sticks would be fire right now. Yeah, those would be good. Oh, homemade mozzarella sticks. That'd be pretty good too. And breading. No. Unless you want to make the mozzarella. She's like, no. But I think that'd be good too. All right, don't forget the ball of mozzarella for homeless. She's writing it down. Yeah, it's already spinning out of control. All right. So she is off to do that. Oh, and don't forget we have dino balls. I don't know what aisle those are going to be in, but they should be there. Homeless is farting up a storm, so we need a gas mask. You know, homeless, we have a gas mask. It's in the Halloween box. One of these days I'm gonna get it, bring it down here, and whenever you do that, I'm just gonna put the gas mask on. Ask the store employee, they're gonna hate their life. Yes. Yep. All right. I think we're ready to test it, right? Oh wait, why? Oh, if underscore collision is not set to true, I think we're good. All right. Jeepin is in the garage. She's getting it into the Jeep because Jeepin Jeeps, and off she goes. Although she's taking my Jeep. Let's run it and see what we got, right? All right, move around, hit B, do this, press the button. I wonder where it's going to show up. It's only going to show up when I press it. It should only draw cell when you click and stop when you release. So I pressed, I don't see it. I wonder if it's drawing it below everything. We have it here. We're drawing it in the GUI though. So is the other stuff. Put it in the regular draw event, not the draw GUI. So the reason, well, I have draw self in the GUI because it has to be in the GUI because the inventory or the store is on the GUI layer. All right. So if we take this and put it here, let's all right, let's try that. B opens the shop. We hit this. All right. To make sure, if selected, all right. All right. You know it's going to disappear, right? If I take it out of the GUI. Well, I know where it's drawn the box. All right. I have no idea where the box is now. Before, when I had it, because I'm specifically drawing it in the GUI, I had it on the center here. But now I'm not sure where it is. When I draw it, it's being created on all right, so here we go to the inventory. When we go to the inventory, we are drawing the box right here. We're creating the object slot here at the center of the inventory for it, right? So in the center of the GUI, we have both. And it's being drawn at this layer. At 10,000, negative 10,003. Because I need it above the inventory, which is at 10,000. So what happens then is when we come back in here, and it's now being drawn on the draw, it's all underneath the other stuff, but I don't know where that's being drawn. X and Y. All right. But I still am not going to see the box. So, oh my goodness. All right. There.
Tis a rare day when you find both mozzarella treasures and Dino eggs in one haul. Now there'll be a feast fit for any retired captain.
When we're in here and press B. Okay, this, I'll wait for it to show up. This box right here in the middle is our button. This one right here. That's our button. Now, if I press on it, I am not seeing anything, nor is it registering the press. So, that's not working. And the easiest way to figure this out is we come back in the parent button. Let's do that. All All right, we're going to close regular inventory. We have this open and that open. When I press on things, there. All right. It took it a minute, but it worked. So it sees that. All right. Throw it in the which one? Throw one in the collisions check 2. Okay. So it sees both, because as soon as I play it, immediately, like, right? It sees this. Wait. What's it doing? All right, if I just stop. If I click anywhere in the game, it immediately does that. Not on the box. So let's just check in if it's clicking somewhere in the game. Right? Oh my God. All right, let's just do this. If I click on the stairs, it is identifying a collision in the wrong spot. So right now, it's showing where I clicked. Right, which is down here. Got it. So now, yeah, that's checking to see if where your mouse X and Y are at. Is there an instance of me? Instance of me? What? What do you mean? All right, let's play. Do you mean like the ID? Instance of me. I don't know what that is. The button is basically asking, is the collision with myself at your mouse X and Y? All right. Okay. So if it's not, like right now, like that occurs here. If I click on, say, the stairs, right? And if it's not on button, like if it's not on the button, what do we have it doing? Try. All right, let me close this. Which one do we want to do? Try. Try if. Where am I putting that? If collision here equals line 6. Okay. So if underscore collision, we have that being equals ID selected equals true. Right. So now, what are we expecting to happen? Remove it entirely? All right. And again, what are we expecting to happen? All right, I'm not sure what the expected result is. So if I click on it, it highlights it. And if I click off of it, because I should leave that there. If I click off of it, it also selects it. So I'm not sure what it's doing because it highlights or hits it for both things. It's evaluating the if statement. All right. I mean, if I click on the button, it hits it, right? All right. So what the hell? All right. Let's get this out of here. Put it, yeah, we're gonna put it in the brackets. There, like that. That doesn't seem right. Or what bracket? Oh my god, no comma. All right. You don't use breakpoints? Okay. Put a semicolon after true. All right. All right, so now waiting for it to show up. Okay. We want to do, we're going to click on the button. And we get nothing. It has to be in the draw GUI event. It's got to be where the inventory is. Inventory is being drawn on the GUI because it has to be above everything else. I mean,
Tis a fine dance with code, one wrong step and ye end up swimming with syntax sharks. Keep steering true.
eventually, what I'm going to be telling it to do is this red square is going to be all these squares, and it's going to show up when it's like when it's moused over. Then you'll be able to click it. That's the next step, right? So once I have it working, then this is going to be the button, and it'll show up when you mouse over the item in your bag. So when you mouse over, this will show up here, and then you can select it. So don't create the button with code yet. Just place one in the room and see if it works. All right. Let's go back. Undo this. So it's not going to create it, right? We're going to place it. There, we'll put one there. We'll take it out of the GUI. We'll put it here. Right? Okay. Waiting for OBS to see the game. Yep, it works. And it's saying item selected in the bottom. Yeah. I'll just have to figure out how to get that to work. Because the idea is when the inventory, or the store, I should say, is drawn, it is currently at GUI. Well, it's being drawn up high, I should say that. It's not technically, I mean, it is the GUI, but it's being drawn on the GUI layer, right? These red buttons aren't going to be there until you mouse over it, and when you mouse over it, this will show up. So right. Yeah, and I already have it like predefined, so all you have to do is just say GUI _W for width, right? All right. Well, guess that's just going to be stuff for me to play with. Yep. All right. Well, this is where we're going to leave it. Since Jeepin has already gone off, I need to clear and move some stuff so she has room to bring in the groceries. And then today at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, so it is currently almost 10:40. She will be having her cooking stream. And Otter, welcome in. Hi. How goes it? It goes okay. User interface stuff. Trying to get this to work properly for clicking and selling items is tricky. It's tricky. Yeah, right? So the idea is this is the barkeeper's shop. So on the left is the barkeeper side. On the right is your inventory. When you click it, you're going to be able to sell them. But I have it so that when you go, like, if you press I, this is just your normal inventory, right? Right now we only have an apple in there. Over here on the floor is a potion. And if we walk over the potion, you pick it up, right? Just for testing. So we pick it up. It's now in your inventory. And then if you go through and you talk to the NPC and you're like, yada, 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 thanks. What can I do for you? You get 3 options. Need a job, so quest. See the shop, or leave, right? So we're going to see the shop and go from there. So we'll say select it. It opens up the shop menu, or the shop, which is your inventory bag with the quick slots here, how much gold you have, and the NPC's items. So now it's a matter of trying to get it so that this will work as a button to sell it, or over here as to buy it. That's where I'm at. But unfortunately, I'm going to be ending stream. I have Jeepin. She's going to be home shortly with the groceries. I need to get the kitchen cleaned up a little bit so that she can be able to work on stuff. And yeah, it's nice, right? The game's coming along. I have teleports, so you can go to the overworld map and be able to run around. And then I have NPCs that yell at you, saying like, "Hey there, you know, come talk to me, wait up," that kind of stuff. So they do shout outs. So I have NPCs that are doing that, and they're just randomly walking. Then we have items that we can pick up, and it gets added into your inventory. So everything's coming along pretty good. I just got to get the buy and sell stuff down. All right. But like I said, I need to end up stream. So let's see who is on. And I hope everybody then has a great Monday. And let's see. Since I think I have been playing it a lot lately, I think we're going to go visit Mr. D-Boy. Check out his progress on his game so far. If you have never played Mr. Funboy, it's a lot of fun, right? But we're going to get that started. Like I said, Jeepin, she's going to be home in, I don't know, a little bit here, right? But let me do a shout out so you have it. Jeep and Annie, she'll, my wife, will have her cooking stream today at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. She's doing homemade chicken nuggets. I forgot the other item. There's some other stuff that she's making, but double baked potato stuff, whatever it is. But that's at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So, oops. It's always a fun time, right? Anyways, that's it for me for the week. I will see everybody on Saturday. Back to, I only stream Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And I will see everybody at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, Saturday morning. And I hope everyone has a great week and a great day. Let's get this raid started and go say hi to Mr. D-Boy and see how far his game's come along. Like I said, I've been playing it a lot. It's actually a lot of fun now. And it's a pretty good stress reliever, right? Nice little farming sim game. But I will talk to everyone later. And I hope you have a great day. Bye now.